There will be a return to tradition. In the future, people will appreciate how Christians today preserved the honor, faith, and grandeur of the church. There will be a return to tradition. You will see. The same thing happened with iconography. There was a time when they could not understand Byzantine art. They tried to tear down frescoes using axes to remove the old plaster and replace it with new plaster so as to paint Renaissance-like icons. Now, after all these years, they recognize the value of Orthodox iconography. Axe-stricken frescoes are uncovered and restored by people who are not even pious or believe in God. The same thing will happen with so many things that are considered useless and thrown away today. Slowly, there will come a time when people will look for them. Have you noticed how Byzantine music is taking its rightful place? Even young children are now studying it. A few years ago, it was difficult to find people that were trained in Byzantine music. Now that little children have learned it, many wonder at it. The turns of Byzantine music are so delightful. When it is authentic Byzantine, the turns are so beautiful, so sweet. Some are fine like the songs of nightingales, others are soft like clapping waves, and yet others are full of grandeur. They all convey and stress the divine meanings. It is hard to find a chanting that has these qualities. Most chanters only go halfway. They chant in a translated formulaic way. They leave gaps, holes. And worst of all, they chant without an inflection. It makes me wonder whether the accent marks have been left out of their books. It's like modern grammar that has done away with accent marks. There are those who do not make use of tones when they read. No matter what they say, it sounds the same, as if the words had been steam-rolled flat. Pa, ni, zo, pa, ni, zo. You hear them chant. They chant, but nothing comes out of it. Some stress syllables without emotion and end up shrieking. Others stress every syllable the same way, as if they are hammering nails rather than chanting. It's true. Their chanting is either too harsh or too flat. It does not move you. It does not alter you spiritually. By contrast, authentic Byzantine music pacifies and soothes the soul. True, authentic chanting is the result of the overflow of the inner spiritual state. It is divine bliss. In other words, the heart is delighted with Christ and filled with joy. It converses with God, and the chanter becomes part of the chant he has altered, in the good sense of the word. And so are those who listened to him some years ago. An old chanter visited the holy mountain and he became a laughing stock. The fathers there chanted in a traditional way, so they invited him to chant with them. But he could not sing the turns, he did not know how. The fathers, the Hagiorites, knew them from tradition. He started having questions. Others did too. A good concern took hold of them, and so they started researching, studying, listening to old traditional masters, and in the end they discovered how turns had been used in the past. When the Turks arrived in Asia Minor, they found Byzantine music and adopted it. This is why there is something about Turkish Amanides that are so moving to us, and we have this saying: sing Turkish, speak French, and write Greek. I am not saying that all Turks sing this way or have great voices, but when they sing, they put their heart into it. They sing with longing and emotion. There are Greeks who have no idea that the Amanides are of Byzantine origin, and they say that our Byzantine music was influenced by Turks. But the Turks, when they came from the depths of Asia, had neither music nor anything else, and so they borrowed the tones of Byzantine music. Geronda. Why do Catholics find the organ so spiritually satisfying? Why? Popularization. That's the answer. Do you remember those Catholic nuns in France who on Easter were singing Christ is risen, while dancing in a modern way with an icon? In their minds, they were celebrating Easter. Their abbess was processing while carrying the icon. Do you see where all the alterations have gotten them? I once heard a young monk chanting a doxology. And it sounded a bit strange. Wait a minute, I thought to myself. What is it that he is chanting? So I asked him, who composed this doxology? Petros the Peloponnesian, he replied. But I have made some corrections. You have made corrections, I asked. Well, yes. Don't I have the right to do that, he answered. Sure, you have the right to compose your own doxology, I said to him, but you don't have the right to destroy someone else's. Here he had made changes and then he would have claimed, it's from the holy mountain. Much care is necessary. We should not dilute what we inherit from tradition. If he wants to, let him compose his own chants and sing his name, sign his name. He has that right. But it is irreverent to take old chants and dilute them. It's like someone with no knowledge of iconography trying to restore an old icon. He is free to paint his own icon, but not to destroy someone else's.